guys. Thank you, Fox News Alert. Now a battle royale in the state of New Hampshire. Donald Trump and Jeb Bush only miles from one another, coming out swinging during dueling town halls in the Granite State. First, here is Trump.
You know what's happening to Jeb's crowd, as you know, right down the street? They're sleeping. They're sleeping now.
Mr. Trump doesn't have a proven conservative record. He was a Democrat longer in the last decade than he was a Republican.
All right. The gloves are off.
Indeed they are.
And they're in the ring. And so are we. Welcome to America's Newsroom. I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning to you. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. I'm Martha McCallum. Hello, everybody. So the top two Republican candidates taking aim at each other in the first-in-the-nation primary state. Donald Trump letting it fly, as he usually does, but this time, Jeb Bush punching back a little bit. First, the Donald.
He said the other day, one of the dumber things I've heard ever in politics, when talking about Iraq. I don't see how he's electable. Jeb Bush is a low-energy person. For him to get things done is hard.
He was for a single-payer system for health care until very recently. Not a very conservative point of view. When people look at his record, it is not a conservative record. Even on immigration, hundreds of billions of dollars of cost to implement his plans is not a conservative plan.
So Chris Stirewalt here to analyze this, a Fox News digital politics editor. And good morning, Chris, to you.
Good morning, Brother Bill.
Has the earth now moved? Are we in a new phase?
Well, maybe. What we definitely are in is a mismatch. Jeb Bush is not equipped to have a fight with Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who, if you will recall, spent years playing a character of himself in professional wrestling, the heel, out, smack you in the face, Vince McMahon, and body slam, and all this stuff. He knows how to do this stuff. Jeb Bush goes out, and he sounds like Casper Milquetoast. Well, I think we ought to have a policy discussion, and Trump's blowing raspberries at him. And what's ironic is, the reason this is a strategic mistake for Jeb Bush, he's not losing any voters to Donald Trump. He's losing voters to John Kasich, Carly Fiorina, Scott Walker, Marco Rubio. Those are the problems he has. For him to get in this fight with Donald Trump smacks of either frustration or insight.
Jeb Bush knew that Donald Trump was going to hit him in New Hampshire last night, and that's perhaps why he went on the offensive. This is what Bush says about Trump now. He was a Democrat longer than he was a Republican. He doesn't have a conservative record. He's given more money to Democrats than he's given to Republicans. That last point Trump has talked about before. Does Trump at some point have to answer to all this, Chris?
No, he doesn't have to answer for anything because he doesn't answer anything. I mean, answers are provided, but you're not going to beat Donald Trump on the basis of pinning him down on specifics. And remember, saying that you are not the product. Donald Trump left the Republican Party if he was ever in it, and then he came back, and he's not a good Republican. Well, a lot of these voters aren't good Republicans either, and they don't like the Republican Party either. The voters who are going for Donald Trump are not going for him because he is particularly Republican, which he is not, or even that he's particularly conservative, which he's not. They're going for him because he is irate and he is smashing down people like Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush trying to beat him on points will not succeed.
Chris Quinnipiac, state of Florida, 21% Donald Trump, 17% Jeb Bush. Marco Rubio's down there, too, at 11%. Time magazine on the cover. Check this out. Deal with it.
That's not, that is a new slogan.
This is happening. He poses with a golden eagle in his office, provided by the magazine.
He's into it. I mean, you cannot say he is not feeling it. Now, I will say one thing about that Florida poll. Now, the Florida poll is what percentage of Marco Rubio voters would go to Donald Trump, and which percent would go to Jeb Bush. Sorry, that they would gravitate naturally to Bush, not to Trump. So that is where Bush experiences another disadvantage of having a fellow Floridian and a guy with a policy portfolio pretty similar to his in the race. So that demonstrates Jeb Bush's problem. He is splitting up a vote with a bunch of other Republicans who are from a traditional mold. Donald Trump's running in his own lane. Jeb Bush will not catch him in his own lane. He has to first worry about consolidating the party before he gets to dealing with Donald Trump.
You got it. Hey, deal with it, man.
Deal with it, baby.
Chris Stirewalt in Washington, D.C. Thank you, sir.
Dig it.